chefs of Reddit, what do we all need to stop ordering? Not a chef. Was a waitress. But if you don't know what an ingredient is, please ask. Especially if you have dietary requirements. I got screamed at by a vegetarian couple because I made the meat for the first time in 15 years. They ordered the pea and pancetta soup without knowing what pancetta was, and without telling me they were vegetarians. I was expected to somehow read their minds and know they were vegetarian and warn them. This is highly dependent on the quality of the restaurant. But a good rule of thumb is not to order stuff that is out of character with the rest of the menu. Every restaurant menu has a general theme to their food. That could be based on region or dietary limitations or main course, steakhouse for example, or whatever. A lot of places will also have a couple of things that break that theme, so the picky eaters in the group have something to order. That stuff will often be made with older ingredients, and by people who aren't used to making it since it comes up so rarely in a night. I work in fine dining, so no horror stories of rancid food. However, if you are gluten-free, as I am myself, except that some items are not an option. Constantly I see servers coming back to ask if calamari can be done gluten-free. No. The breading is flour. They said it doesn't matter, just don't bread it. Okay, fine. Gets plate sent back for calamari being tough from being oil logged. Goddamn. I'm a celiac. I accept things are out of my reach on menus. Get your sheet together. Order within your dietary restrictions and don't make us bend over backwards to make it unappetizing. After reading this thread, I'm wondering why restaurants can't have a sign in the entrance that reads open until 10 PM. Orders accepted until 9 PM. Seems like a great idea for end of shift crews. I know that I personally wouldn't be offended by this sign. Former Steak and Shake cook here, the 7x7 burger. 7 patties with 7 slices of cheese stacked on top of each other on a bun. A pain to make and an easy way to cardiac arrest, increase your waistline and damage your digestive tract. There was so much grease that we had to leave the stack of patties and cheese to drain on a different plate first so that it wouldn't turn the bun into a new state of matter between solid and liquid. The comments have informed me that it's called a colloid. By the way, one person cooks all the patties. 2 on rush hours. 0 to 2 more add condiments. That person may not make a penny of minimum wage and never gets tipped. Edit. Fixed it. I like that dish, insert any TV chef did at that TV show. What it was called. If you want Gordon Ramsay fantasy course, please go to one of his restaurants. What surprises me is that people go into a restaurant and just order something that's not on the menu. WTF? Not in a million years I would event dream of just walking in and shouting that I want X. Surely the same people would go into a McDonald's and ask for a red wine steak. Swordfish. All fish can have parasitic worms, but swordfish can be riddled with them. Let's just say it's pretty unappetizing. Stop ordering food that's new to you just to try it and then send it back if you don't like it, expecting not to pay for it. The first part is fine. It's the second part that's the issue. I've had the opposite happen before. I got a new dish, and the server came around, asked how things were etc. Said nothing was wrong with the food. I just didn't like it, and had never had it before. She asked if she could get me something else and started reaching for my plate. I was really thrown off. Not sure I would get charged for 2 meals. I said no and just ate it anyway. Stop trying to make your own dish out of our ingredients. I have no problem with substitutions. Sauce on the side, etc. But if you come in and say, can I have this dish? But I want this instead of this. This instead of this. And can you serve it as part of a salad? Then that's not okay. It's one thing to work around an ingredient you don't like, but it's another to treat the kitchen as your pantry. Dishes are designed the way they are on purpose. If you mess with that formula too much, we're no longer responsible for your food tasting good or not. Server at a vegan restaurant here. A woman asked me for something on the menu with no potato or starches, no corn, no wheat, No soy. No vegan cheese. Nothing processed. No added sugar. And no fruit. I suggested a salad. A plain salad. I don't want a salad. That's all I have at home. When I eat out I want something different. I dealt with multiple fussy eaters. People with crazy diets. Or crazy allergies. And this was the first time I ever had to say we can't accommodate that order. You haven't given me much to work with. Maybe if you eased up on one or more restrictions. She just had a glass of water. Edit. Also no added oil. And no mushroom caps. Because those and salads are what she has at home and are too boring. Also no raw vegan food. She was not fat, but plump. How dart. As an unlicensed but professional short order cook, I ask you all to reconsider trying our soup. Rather than what not to order. I feel all the places I worked at I always had the ability to load up the soups with whatever I wanted. I am the soup king. You remind me of my old boss. I used to work on a food truck and he was so proud of his tomato soup. It was really delicious. All fresh stuff made from scratch every day. And we sold grilled cheese so it made sense. But people just didn't want to come to a food truck for soup. No matter how good. And he was like push the soup. Push the soup. All the time. And Lord did we try. But I think I ended up eating most of it myself. People who ask for an item clearly not on the menu and then get mad. Worked at a steakhouse and a person got angry. To the point of requesting a manager. Because we did not have avocado for their burger. My response to the entire fiasco. I was on Expo at the time. Was if they want to pay an upcharge of $20 I will send a cook to the store to buy one. They never got the avocado. Pre-ordering food. Turning up late. Then demanding we cook it again for no extra charge because I didn't eat the first one. The itch who did this to me when I was the manager of a beefeater. Oh my god. The smarmy look on her face. Boy oh boy was she unhappy and I charged all of her mates a portion of the original meal. And said yeah she said stick it on the bill. And lucky you dopey duck. Reading about chefs complaining about people trying to modify the food is really interesting. Being British I've probably gone as far as asking for one topping to be swapped out for another on a pizza but that's about it. It wouldn't occur to me to try to change the whole meal. I mean why even eat out? A pepperoni passion from Domino's. If you order double pepperoni with extra cheese it's the same pizza but cheaper. Order whatever you like. Stop telling the waitstaff your sensitivity or preference is an allergy. There is a whole giant cleaning and safety operation that takes place when we get an allergy. And we have to treat everyone seriously because we don't know the number of times people with dairy allergies put milk in their coffee after their meal. Tell us about nut allergies when ordering dessert after eating the rest of their meal that had nuts in it. Or upon being told they could not have a modified version of a dish without shellfish respond with "I'll have it anyway." It's not serious. Not to even mention things like allergies to melted cheese specifically. Dark meat but not white meat from a chicken. Any eggs that aren't scrambled. Peppers but paprika is fine. Very serious gluten allergy that will cause extreme pain to the unfortunate patron who is chugging down his third pint of double IPA. I could go on. Just say you don't like it and we won't put it in there. We want you to enjoy your meal. I work 14-hour days to cook people good food as best I can. I want you to be happy. I promise. Lying is disrespectful. Stop ordering dishes that aren't promoted as being gluten-free in the first place. If you actually aren't gluten intolerant. The dishes that are marked as gluten-free are prepared so that absolutely no contamination will occur. If a dish is not gluten-free and you ask for it to be, it will halt all production in the kitchen until your dish is done. And sometimes you won't get the exact dish because of prep work on ingredients, which might involve being in contact with gluten. It's not on the menu but can you whip me up a dragon fruit gyoza in a cloud layer of elemental darkness served in a ham tambourine? It's my birthday so you have to do it. Anything that isn't grilled steak or chicken at Applebee's. Almost all the appetizers come pre-bagged and the prices are that of a sit-down restaurant. Luxury prices for fast food quality. Once a chef by technicalities, currently a line cook here. It's not what you need to stop ordering, it's when you need to stop ordering. After you have ordered the first time is when you should stop ordering. Also, it would be nice if you didn't order 10 minutes before close, but if you have to, I understand. However, if you are a regular and come in on the same day at the same time and order the same thing every week, come as late as you want, I will have the food ready for you. Formers up. Employee here. The brownies come in a giant pan already baked and everything. We literally cut them and put them in baggies. Same with the cookies. The chicken. It smells like a trash can. Don't eat the ducking chicken. I hated having to open a new bag and chop it from how pungent the smell was. Yes. It was bagged. The salads. Half of the time employees would handle the ready-to-eat lettuce with their bare hands or with gloves. They had handled other random stuff. Or my favorite. Doorknobs. With the tomatoes are usually moldy and we were told to cut around it. Now for my favorite. Soups. The kitchens will get flies. Guess where flies occasionally like to go swimming? Your favorites chicken pot pie and lobster bisque cost a lot of money, so we were told to fish the fly out and still serve the soup. The soup comes in bags. Pre-made. The whole "we finish the cooking process here" line is bullshit. We are trained to say that so it sounds better than the sheet is made in a factory. Occasionally has hair in it from the factory. I hope you enjoy it. The soup that is brought out in nice new shiny pots is the soup that was just out at the counter. Just in a nicer pot. Wait though. There's more. We froze the leftover soups and would serve them the next day or even later. The macaroni and cheese. Italian wedding. etc. would basically fall apart because the noodles couldn't go through the heating process twice. Former Arby's guy here. As far as fast food goes, Arby's is relatively safe. That said, if you look closely, a lot of the chicken sandwiches, eggs, cordon bleu, are like 600 calories. And are loaded with salt. Mostly in the dressings. Plus, chicken has to be fried whereas everything else is pre-prepared. So if you're in a hurry, it's best to avoid those. Same goes for fish when that time of year rolls around. Those are a rich to make during rushes as well. Because everything gets held up if there's none ready to go. Also, the chicken gives me the sheets. But I think that's just a me problem. If it's not on the current menu, but was on before, don't be a big dig and order it if you remember it. Now we have to get a manager to verify it. Explain what was in it and how it was cooked prepared. Not only do you inconvenience us, but you also slow down the rest of the sheet we have to make because we have to take special notice of just your food. Don't order something that's not on the menu. Even if you've had it there before. Cooks set up their stations very specifically in order to efficiently cook what's on the menu. Ordering something you saw on TV or ordering a past menu item means we have to stop cooking and prep the ingredients for your meal, which screws up our rhythm. If you don't want what's on the menu, go to a different restaurant. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.